Just make sure my phone's turned
I'll
down.
let Cameron finish.
No, go ahead.
We ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I show 7 o'clock, so let's get started. Thanks for everyone that's here. Every 1, 2, 3, 4. Thanks for being here. We'll go ahead and get started on our January 27th planning and zoning meeting here this evening. And as always, we'll start with the approval of the minutes from 2 months ago, November 25th. If you've had time to review, study if there's any changes, amendments need to be made, or we, of course, would look for a motion to approve if you haven't seen anything this evening.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Go ahead and roll call it. Megan, please.
Caleb Burger,
Aye.
Aye.
Alan Wilbur,
Aye.
Ben Daniel,
Aye.
Jeff Harrison,
Aye.
Patrick Allison,
Aye.
Adam Brown.
Aye.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And moving right on down the agenda, we have no visitors or guests this evening, no unfinished business, so we'll move right on into the new business, which is letter A, the adoption of the resolution of the Onward Ozark Corridor Plan. Cameron, I'll turn that over to you to give us an explanation of why we're seeing this again.
Yes, it's for the most part a formality. After the prior adoption, staff realized that we failed to get the public notice out there in the paper. So we have now completed that task of making the public notice. So we're bringing this back to you for the official adoption. The plan has not changed. We haven't made any changes to it. It's the same plan. Again, just acknowledging the adoption after the public notice. With that, be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Thank you. And with that being said, we will, per regs, open it up to the public. If anyone wants to speak to the Onward Ozark Corridor Plan that's been submitted, that we're just needing to get approval of tonight for acknowledgement for the aldermen for their next turn. That is open, if anyone would like to speak.
No, I just want to say in support, it's a great plan, I'm so glad it's the time, and money, effort to put together, it's gonna be a great tool. Help us in the future, we all have been planning to give good directions. But like I said, you have strategic plans, things like this now, with the input from 6 individuals, you now have to pick an area more for thinking you should that development. So I appreciate the time it took and appreciate your support.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Anyone else? I don't see much movement, so I'll go ahead and close the public portion of that and open it up to the commission for any questions that might have come about or comments. If not, like I said, like Cameron did say, nothing has changed, no adds or takeaways or amendments, so it's the same as what it was before when we passed it. Did we do that in November? I believe, or was it October? Maybe it was October. That's too far away or too far back. Okay, just any questions or comments or? Adam, you good?
I'm good.
Good. All right, we're looking for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the adoption of resolution of the Onward Ozark Corridor Plan.
I'll second.
Go ahead and roll call it. Megan.
Ben Daniel,
Aye.
Lacy Fuller,
Aye.
Trevor Grant, absent, Caleb Burger,
Aye.
Jeff Harrison,
Aye.
Adam Brown,
Aye.
Pete Renfro,
Aye.
Patrick Allison, Alan Wilbur.
Aye.
Thank you. And then letter B, we do have a zoning amendment, number 24-0016. Property owner is At Home Capital Investment LLC. Property location is 1767 South 15th Avenue, Lot 3. The existing zoning is C2 General Commercial District. And the requested zoning is OW for office warehouse. Cameron, the floor is yours.
Yes, the application is for a rezoning, zoning amendment 24-0016, approximately 0.84 acres in size, going from C2 general commercial to OW office warehouse. The commission may recall the meeting prior, we had a zoning application just to the south of here. This is the other parcel that's neighboring, that is a non-conforming parcel. today that is fully developed with storage facility. So again, just off of 15th Avenue, south of Highway 14 and west of the new Liberty station there. The property, like I said, is a legal non-conforming property with the storage facility. The surrounding zoning and uses, we have commercial to the north, the property is vacant. Commercial to the east with the Liberty Utilities offices. Office warehousing to the south of the storage facility, and then residential to the west with residential uses. The property can be serviced by city water and sewer and is currently on the site. Any redevelopment or new development of this parcel would require a stormwater hydrology report, and along with that, the review of traffic impacts to determine if any additional requirements are warranted. There are no environmental features identified on this site. In the guiding factors in considering the zoning amendment and looking at item 1, the relatedness of the proposed amendment to the goals as outlined in the city's comprehensive plan, land use and development goal number 1, provide the opportunity for future growth. Objective 1, manage growth in a manner that creates compact and contiguous development. The parcel is surrounded by the city on all sides, which provides this opportunity for future infill development or redevelopment of the property that is compact and contiguous. Objective 12, ensure future development is compatible with adjoining streets. The parcel is along 15th Avenue, which is a commercial street and is suitable for the zoning amendment. The future land use map of the comprehensive plan does recommend a future land use as industrial. The requested zoning of office warehouse would be an appropriate alternative to the recommended future land use, as it is a similar zoning district allowing similar uses. Also, office warehousing is a less intense use than industrial, which aligns more closely with the surrounding uses. In looking at item 2, existing uses of the property within the general area of the property in question. The existing uses surrounding this property include mini storage to the south, vacant land to the north, and then compatible rezonings have occurred in this area. To the east, there are offices, and then to the west, a single-family residential. The property is a non-conforming use, which is an existing mini storage facility, and the lot is fully developed at this time. In item 3, the zoning classification of the property within the general area of the property in question. The properties to the north and the east are zoned C2 general commercial. There is a single-family zoning district R1B to the west that was existing, and then to the south is the property is zoned office warehousing. In looking at item 4, the suitability of the property in question to the uses permitted under the existing zoning classification. The current zoning of the property is C2 general commercial, and with the existing mini storage use on that property, it does make it a legal non-conforming use. The property could not be developed with the storage facility if ever it need be in the future under the current zoning. The rezoning of this parcel to office warehouse would allow for that redevelopment and bring this property into compliance. Lastly, item 5, the trend of development, if any, in the general area of the property in question, including changes, if any, which have taken place in its present zoning classification. The property to the south was recently rezoned to office warehousing, which brought that property into compliance. A residential subdivision recently developed further down 15th and abuts industrial development to the east of the subdivision. A property along 16th Avenue was rezoned in 2021 from C2 to OW office warehousing, which allowed for an on-site storage. The applicant represented, they did have the required neighborhood meeting. There were no neighbors attended that meeting, so no response was provided as a result of that meeting. Based on staff's recommendations, all requirements have been met for the approval of this zoning amendment. With that, be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Cameron. Is there anyone here that wants to represent the ownership or the owner itself? If you would like to add anything that Cameron may have said, come right on.
Good evening, my name is also Cameron, 3213 Southwest Bypass, Springfield, Missouri. Cameron did a great job, just to, I guess, apologize for the confusion. Our intent, the last time we were here, was to include both of these properties in the rezone at the same time. We messed up the application, and so that's why we're back here today, but yeah, like Cameron mentioned, it's a legal non-conforming use, and we're really just here to kind of clean up the zoning for the property, and then if anything were to happen to the existing storage units with this rezoning approved, it will replace those. We are proposing to rezone it to office warehouse, which is less intense than C2 and industrial like. Here that feature that calls for, so I can answer any questions you guys have.
Thank you. We'll call you back up if so. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll go ahead and open it up to the public. If anyone wants to make any comments or have any questions towards this zoning amendment? Yes, ma'am.
Jeannie McFall, 1324 East Warren Avenue, Ozark, Missouri. I just have a question. With the buildings already on the lot, does it conform with the setbacks with the lot line where it's located right now? Or do the two lots need to be combined?
Currently, I don't suspect they do conform with the existing or required setbacks of today's development, just because there is a buffer yard that is required along that western side. But today we don't need to consider combining these two lots just because they are an existing legal non-conforming. To ever redevelop that south lot or redevelop this lot, those new structures would have to comply to the required setbacks. But as they stand today, they'll just be considered a non-conforming setback of structures.
So if the buildings would be damaged, could they be repaired?
There are some stipulations in there. If they're just some maintenance repairs, yes, they can be repaired. However, if they're completely,
Like, sort of-
yes, yeah, like if they're completely gone by fire and cannot be used the way they are, or a tornado takes those out, they'd have to be built to current standards as far as setbacks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, I'll go ahead and close the public portion and open it up to the commission for questions or comments that anyone might have. I do have one, Cameron, on the buffer yard, as you brought up a while ago. Currently, there is no buffer yard on the west side of the property between residents. Is that correct currently?
Based on just the GIS mapping, it doesn't appear that any of the vegetation is on this property, but it's something we'd have to look into. However, the lot that we looked at to the south had some existing vegetation that we can give credit for. But again, based on what we can see today, I suspect there is no buffer yard there today. It looks like it's fully paved or gravel to that property line.
And it wouldn't be required to put the buffer unless something happened on the property to spark that.
Yes, that is correct. There are some stipulations or triggers in our landscape
Yeah.
ordinance that requires when the buffer yard goes into effect.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Adam. You good? Lacey,
Good.
Pete, Suzanne, Caleb. Good. Headley.
Good.
I see a lot of thumbs up. I guess we're looking for a motion to proceed. If anyone would want to make a motion.
I'll move to approve zoning amendment 24-0016 based on staff recommendation.
I'll second.
Thank you. Go ahead. Sorry.
Lacy Culver,
Aye.
Chad Zickerton, Adam Trevor Bridge, Adam Brown,
Aye.
Jeff Garrison,
Aye.
Caleb Burger,
Aye.
Alan Goldberg,
Aye.
Susan Daniel. Steve Renner.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you, Megan. Well, moving right on, we're, new business is finished. We have an open floor for discussion, so I'll first open it up to the commission if anyone would like to make any comments of any kind. Except for what they think the chiefs might do in 2 weeks. I don't want to.
That's all I had to know.
Go ahead.
Hope everyone had a good holiday on the commission. I just wanted to welcome Randall. I'm excited that he's gonna be joining us. I had a chance to kind of read about some of the things he did in Springfield and I was very impressed. So you got some big shoes to fill. Cameron is amazing and we're gonna miss him, but I'm really excited to be working with you. So that's all I want to say is just welcome him. We're excited to work with him.
Thanks, Adley. Appreciate that. Yes, welcome aboard.
I'll practice this one time, but thank you very much. I think I've been here 5 days now. The butterflies are starting to slowly go away after
Good.
starting a new job after almost 20 years is it's tough, no matter how
Mhm.
old you are, how long you've been doing
Yep,
something.
all
So
right.
everybody's been very gracious and welcoming.
We'll
So
try to make it as smooth as possible.
Yes,
when we
sir.
can.
thank you.
I'm going around the horn. You good?
Thumbs up.
Good? Comments? Caleb's good. All right, I'll turn it over to any administrative comments that might need to be made. Cameron, I see your light.
Yes, just by default of the way the agenda is, Randall's introduction is late. So anyway, we probably should have thought about that before, this evening, but Randall Whitman comes to us from Springfield. He is the new Community Development Director. Started last Tuesday, had Monday off for the holiday. But anyway, I'm looking forward for him proceeding forward with you guys and glad that he's joined our team, and you may not see me at next meeting, but I'll try to maybe come and sit in the crowd a few times.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll miss you. Appreciate all you've done. Megan, your turn. You have nothing. How about Ava? Come on, you got something to say? Nothing? Okay, all right. Well, I believe we're at the end of our very speedy meeting this evening. So we just have one thing left to do, and I'll open the floor.
I'll move to adjourn. I'll second.
And I all said,
Aye.
aye.
And go Chiefs.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah, go Chiefs.